Cry as you may, cry as you might, it's going to be one hell of a wedding night.
This is the Horrible Film School. Take a seat. Rip open those trapper keepers. My name is Chris Purdy, and I am here with Mr. Ryan Hootie.
What's up, fellas? Hope you got your green on today, because it's St. Patty's Day.
Oh, yes. And the big bro, Mr. Nasty, Joseph.
Happy early St. Patty's Day to my co-host and to my fellow potato eaters out there. And to all you fuckers who doubt my Irish origins, may the cat eat you, and may the devil eat the cat. That's apparently a common, Irish saying.
I've heard it
it's
so
like telling
much.
telling you to get fucked.
Get fucked, eat a cat, or get eaten by the cat. Today's assignment, 1994's Leprechaun 2. Today's lesson, actually I think I'm going to pivot these guys and just start using taglines here. This time, luck has nothing to do with it.
Is that really the fucking tagline?
That's the tagline for Leprechaun 2.
I guess they're keeping to the actual movie then, because they ditched the whole 4-leaf clover thing altogether.
Just abandon that shit. They wrote the tagline before they wrote the movie itself.
The movie's based on the tagline.
So this was a yearly assignment covering this series every St. Patty's Day. We're up to number 2. It is my turn to host. So without further ado, let's dig into the meat of this bad boy. Let me start with some fan reviews here. I pulled these both from IMDb, as they tend to be more nuanced than some of our other resources. So let's start with a negative review here. This one was a little, I think the review itself is kind of telling of the author. It's called Leprechaun in the Fashiti Sequel.
Oh.
Not even sure.
This is a fan of the fucking In the Hood.
Not even sure what that means. This is from May 2005. Thought that was kind of interesting. Kind of a random date to do a Leprechaun 2 review.
I think that's around when The Hood came out.
This guy's name is Blood, the Telepathic Dog. If it wasn't for those terrible In the Hood sequels, this would be the worst of the franchise. Warwick Davis is the only reason to watch this. The other actors aren't worthy to share the screen with him. Our evil leprechaun is celebrating his birthday and chooses a bride in the sexy but talentless Siobhan Durkin. Obviously, the bombshell isn't attracted to the ugly, magical midget, and she uses her boyfriend to assist her in keeping him away.
Well, I'm offended.
Her boyfriend, portrayed by Charlie Heath, should have saved himself the grief and let Warwick have the good-for-nothing hussy. Like a true blonde, she flirts with everyone, even when Heath is near her, but expects him to come hither when she snaps her fingers. I know exactly what I would have done in Heath's shoes. A 2 out of 10.
This dude is misogynistic and hates little people.
This might be the most authentic fucking review we've ever had on this show.
Why do you say
It almost sounded like I wrote that review for the most part. However, I did like In the Hood and Back to the Hood.
Yeah, those
this dude seems like he had an issue with. He's got an issue with women.
Maybe he's like Jada Pinkett Smith, who literally said in her Red Round Table, she hates all the white women with blonde hair. Look it up.
Oh, okay.
I think she hates all women with hair.
That could also be the case.
A little too soon. Keep your fucking. I'm fucked it up already. I'm out.
Keep your fucking name. Oh no.
Keep my
your
wife's
wife's
name.
fucking name out your mouth, Chris Rock. Of all the people to get smacked in the face, you smack Chris Rock.
He's such a nice guy. Like, fuck me.
That's what I'm saying. Any other comedian you would have smacked, and it's like, all right, they might have deserved it. But Chris Rock is like,
yeah, if it's like Louis C.K., it's fine. Smack the fuck out of him.
Yeah, this guy's obviously an ally, right?
This
year, actually, I heard this the other day. They're going to have a crisis team at the Oscars, just in case something like this goes off again. So there's people ready to tackle a motherfucker.
There's a war in Ukraine and homeless. And the Oscars need a crisis team. All right, awesome.
That's right. All right, moving on to a positive review. This is from March of 2013, so someone must have been in the spirit, as we are here, during the March spring season for St. Patty's Day?
You know what it is? Like, during the month of, like, March, all that's on the Sci-Fi Network is fucking Leprechaun movies back to back to back to back to back for, like,
Yeah, pretty much.
12 hours at a time.
This comes by way of a character by the name of Ryan Galicia. I'm going to go with. He says, Leprechaun 2, cheesy, funny, and fun to watch. The Leprechaun is back, yet this time he wants a bride. He put a quote in there. I'm not sure if that's from a trailer or what. I find this movie to be slightly better than 1 and 3. Why? I watched this on the Sci-Fi Channel marathon a while back, and when I first saw this,
told you the fucking Sci-Fi Channel. I fucking told you.
it was very scary for me since I was obviously a very little kid. I don't know why that's obvious. Now, years later, I'm in love with this movie, and besides that, I watch it now. I understand why this movie got bad reviews. But hey, it's a B movie, so face it. It's meant to be cheesy. Although there are very famous actors in this movie. It keeps the movie even more alive. Well, this is my thoughts on one of my favorite horror sequels. 10 out of 10.
Who the fuck is the famous actor in this
the
movie?
same question. I have no idea.
Michael McDonald?
It's just the most wholesome review I think I've ever read.
Is Tony Cox the most famous actor in this movie?
This person
Or
just
is
loves
it Tony
things.
or Toby? Yes, Tony.
You don't even know.
Clearly, it was Toby.
And then, is this movie even a B movie?
It went to theaters, so.
It went to theaters.
Theatrical
This
release,
shit was
that's true.
marketed as like a, a legit
Franchise sequel.
90s, a continuation of a what's to be a franchise. So yeah, this movie, I don't think it gets cut slack being called a B movie. In my opinion.
Well, I think Ryan loved the movie, and I loved reading their review. They were a happy person, so we need more of those.
I hope he was just an avid Mad TV fan. And Joy's correct. It was the Michael McDonald pull.
Mikey Mack.
Famous actors like little guy number 6.
What was the main kid's name? Heath something.
Toby Heath.
Sure, that's what it was.
I got almost nothing for the
Toby
actors in this film.
All right. Let's get into the crew, the people that made this piece of art, directed by Rodman Flender,
Jesus, imagine growing up with that name.
who you may know as the director of Idle Hands,
Oh.
2 episodes of Tales from the Crypt, and 2 episodes of The Office.
Yeah,
Oh.
Teenage Joey and Chris' favorite Idle Hands, starring
Yeah.
the
great.
timeless Devon Sawa and Jessica Alba's perfect nipples.
Well, there we go.
This dude is also the uncle of Chris's crush, current actor crush, Timothy Chalamet.
Oh shit! Really?
Oh yeah, you can tell.
Unkunk. You can tell.
Timothy Chalamet Ding
Oh,
Dong,
you can
as it's
100%
often
tell.
called.
So have you seen Bones and All yet, Chris?
I have. I watched it when it came to VOD a couple months back.
Is Idle Hands a horror movie? I haven't seen it in so long. It feels more of a comedy.
It's the lighter version of shit. What's that other movie he was in? Final
Casper?
Destination. He wasn't. Devon Sawa was in Casper.
Oh, he was Final
Yes.
Destination. Yes, he was. Final Destination is definitely a horror movie, though. I think
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's a horror movie, and I think Idle Hands is more of a comedy horror. Not really a horror comedy, but a comedy horror.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's
Comedy
definitely horror
first.
focused, but his friends are like undead for most of the movie.
Yeah, the fat guy from Mighty Ducks and
Talking about Fulton Reed and Seth
and
Green.
Chris from what's that show everybody used to watch? No one
Family
watches
Guy?
anymore. Family Guy.
I feel like Seth Green's a bigger pull than the Family Guy, but sure. Didn't he create Robot Chicken?
Yeah, he's fucking it, man. All right, the movie was written by, well, first you got to get the OG Mark Jones gets the based on characters created by credit. But there's actually 2 screenwriters at work here. They are Turi Meyer, who was the producer of 83 episodes of Smallville. I assume that's the entirety of that show. I have no idea. And Alfredo Septien, who wrote Candyman, Day of the Dead, Spider-Man 3 video game, Wrong Turn 2, and 18 episodes of Smallville.
Yeah, Candyman Day of the Dead's rough. It's a rough watch.
Is that a bad one?
Oh, yeah. It ain't good.
We could have went the entirety of this show without name dropping Smallville. You could have just left that dude off the marquee, bro. We'd have been all right.
I got a few notes here. This is the only Leprechaun film to take place on St. Patrick's Day. So this is the perfect companion for a March 17th watch.
Unlike Halloween, could we not just make that gimmick of like he comes back every St. Patrick's Day? Come on.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of obvious. I think that was kind of our foray into we should do Leprechaun every St. Patty's Day. But apparently this is the only one that leans into that.
Just July, December.
He don't give a shit. He'll show up any time of the year.
It's the same way with like the Friday the 13th movies, though, right? Wasn't there like only one that took place on Friday the 13th, and all the rest of them like just didn't?
Yeah, I think I lost the chronology on that series already.
I think they lost the chronology on this series. Like
there's always the reboot that we're eventually going to watch.
It's probably when it went to space. People got kind of confused.
Like, is there time and space? Like, how do you know what day of the month it is, let alone the week?
Was there ever a Freddy or Michael in space?
No.
I don't think so.
How the fuck would they get to space?
You think Freddy would be easy, though?
How the fuck did Jason get to space? I'm a bit
Didn't they freeze his ass or something? I don't remember.
Because, I mean, an astronaut can fall asleep and dream about Freddy. That would make sense, actually.
But why the hell would there be a teenager in space? He only attacks teenagers, right?
Well, it's future shit, Chris. I don't know.
But don't forget, Leprechaun is fucking space, bro.
Teenage astronauts.
Did they find gold on a fucking asteroid or some shit? How does he wind up in space?
I don't know. I have no recollection of that movie.
I think he's in a crate. And then he's like on the shipping cargo of the spaceship. Or some shit.
Spoiler alert, man. Fuck.
Sorry. There you go.
Another interesting note here. One of the discarded drafts focused on how the Leprechaun would seek revenge on Tori Redding, tricking her into marrying him. Jennifer Aniston was offered $25,000, but she refused to focus on her work on the television series Friends.
Oh, what a terrible move.
She fucked up.
How dare her.
Yeah, her career could have went just like Siobhan Durkins, the lovely lady who plays Bridget. They could have had a trajectory, same path if she would have wised up and took a shot on Lep too.
And some more notes on that same character of Bridget. Apparently Denise Richards was a major contender at one point, and Heather Langenkamp from Nightmare on Elm Street was offered the role as well.
She'd have been awful.
But she turned it down to work on A New Nightmare. So
Thank God
she
that
made the right choice.
Denise Richards of 1998's Wild Things, also starring Neve Campbell and Matt Dillon. Ooh.
Kevin Bacon's penis is also.
Don't they cut Kevin Bacon's dick off in that movie?
No, I think you see he's taking a shower at the end.
Is that a director's cut?
They like steam it up while he's in the shower, but you can make it out a little bit.
Really looking there, huh, Chris?
Did she ever get AIDS from Charlie Sheen?
I don't know. Probably hepatitis or something. Who knows?
I was about to say that'd be disrespectful, but when you attach Charlie Sheen, yeah, I understand why the question was asked.
Tiger's blood and all that stuff, yeah. This is also the last film in the series to be given a theatrical release until Leprechaun Origins from 2014.
I think all three of us use the same fucking source because you're literally reading off everything I would have named at this point. There was not a lot of source material to go on when it came to like interesting factoids.
Yeah, I think outside of Mr. Ryan that I quoted in the review there's not a lot of stands for Leprechaun 2 out there. Digging up the hard facts.
Leprechaun Origins, I believe, I could be wrong, the audience will let us know, is a WWE film. And I think that's how it got.
That's the only reason that fucking Hoodwinkle or Cornswallow or whatever his fucking name is got
Hornswoggle.
Not Cornswallow.
Hornswallower. I'm looking forward to that incantation because I've never seen anyone but Warwick do this.
He's disappeared too, by the way.
Which is it? Leprechaun Origins, that's the direct sequel to the first movie.
Yes.
I actually watched part of it. I enjoyed what I watched.
No?
His representation, his little, his Leprechaun character is actually not that bad.
No, Warwick, though.
I mean, no one's going to be a Warwick. The same way no one's going to be a fucking, whoever plays Freddy Krueger. What's it? Robert Englund. No one's going to be like Robert Englund, you know?
It's tough.
Also had a note here about an alternate title for this was One Wedding and Lots of Funerals.
As instead of Leprechaun 2, it was going to be that?
I think that was like a working title. I don't think that was the actual title.
Yeah, it could be bullshit internet research, but there it is.
Sounds like it.
Oh yeah,
Hey,
if you
Billy
went
Idol
if you
song.
went based off of the fucking shit I was reading, it said that at one point in time the crew ran afoul of a group of birds, and they had
The
to
same
bribe
birds?
they had to bribe the fucking bird tribe in order to continue filming. This shit is like Wikipedia, bro.
Last note I got here, more of a fact than anything. This was a $2 million budget. Worldwide gross was $2.26 million. So
Success! Made
this
money.
is a
Let's go.
success, boys.
But yeah, I had a couple of things as well. This movie won a Fangoria Chainsaw Award back in 1994 for worst film.
Damn.
Fangoria is like a big horror magazine. Also wanted to talk about my boy Tony Cox. He also appeared in the original Leprechaun as one of Warwick Davis's stunt doubles. It isn't the first time the two actors actually worked together. They also played Ewoks in Return of the Jedi, in addition to parts in the Willow movie.
Apparently, Warwick really loves the Willow character and like does cons about it, and is just all about that just realm of fantasy.
Well, shit, he just that right there got him another TV show, like on Disney.
Yeah,
Apparently, it's woke as fuck.
I've never seen the first Willow. So.
That's what I hear. Those facts and stuff y'all read, did you see where there was actually another idea for this movie?
About him getting revenge?
No, there was another one altogether about the it takes place immediately after this movie, so it'd be the third one, right? Apparently, the leprechaun possesses the bodies of some people after Cody goes on trial for the murders that take place.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's a fucking wild read, man. It's in the same little section of IMDb we checked out, so if you get time, read it. But it's wild, man. Because I'm picturing in my head how it would play out with these like shit actors being in a courtroom and like the actual leprechaun possessing people and shit.
All right, without further ado, let's get our Irish on. Check out Mr. Warwick Davis in Leprechaun 2.
I'm not an elf or a dwarf. I'm a leprechaun.
Look, I don't care if you're the tooth fairy, all right? I just want you to pay up so I can get out of here.
So it's the gold you'll be wanting.
Gold card, Visa, MasterCard. I prefer cash, but maybe you're a little short.
Boom, gotcha.
1,000 years ago in Ireland, our boy the Leprechaun, played by Warwick Davis, who you may know from Willow, Star Wars, Harry Potter, the Leprechaun series, celebrates his 1000th birthday on St. Patrick's Day. He tells his slave, a man named William O'Day, that he has found the perfect bride. Once he marries, he will grant O'Day his freedom. Leprechaun has a catch, though. He has chosen the man's daughter as his bride, and if she sneezes 3 times without a blessing, Lep goes to Pound Town. O'Day can't bear it and says, "God bless you, my child," freeing his daughter. The leprechaun takes care of his ass and promises to marry an O'Day descendant on his next 1000th birthday.
So why the fuck is Lep dressed like Tingle from Majora's Mask? I don't know if any of you guys know what I'm talking about. Only your true nerd brethren will get that. But he is dressed fucking wild.
Yeah, he's got like the full-on green, like old, dilapidated leprechaun look going on here. I liked it.
I am not one to normally point this out because I normally don't see it. But when he kills the slave, you can see the wires in multiple shots.
Oh yeah, the stunt work on here is pretty bad.
The dude's beard was disgusting. I know that. It was obviously drawn on.
Not as bad as Thomas Jane, but
It
pretty
was
close.
pretty bad. It was obviously like Sharpied on.
He references himself as the genius of Killarney. Do we know what the fuck he's talking about? I know Killarney is like a town or whatever in Ireland.
Maybe there's your answer.
That's what the leprechaun calls himself?
Yeah, you try. Do you think you can trick the genius of Killarney? I don't have a fucking clue. I googled this shit. I thought it was like a thing from something in like Irish folklore or something. I'm looking it up and it's jack shit.
It's cool to see him with a companion, though, for like 5 minutes, you know, like when they were shoulder to shoulder Like him conversing with someone on a normal level. That was kind of interesting to see.
And in my opinion, this is probably the most enjoyable sequence in the movie.
It's like a buddy cop
Just
thing for a few minutes.
Seeing him have a conversation with no like ill intent. I'm sure he was eventually going to kill the guy regardless. He was hype as shit. He was like, hell yeah, brother, you going to get married? You going to release me? Let's do this shit. Did you guys happen to notice who was playing his daughter?
The same actress?
The same actress, Siobhan Durkin. They said we're gonna save a few dollars. Get this bitch play 2 roles.
For 1,000 years, she did not change.
What if they were trying to pay Jennifer Aniston to just do the flashback girl and that was it?
That'd
That'd
be
been
fantastic.
fucking great.
Yeah. Wow.
What's funny is like this is her best acting in the entire movie.
The sneezes.
The fucking the sneezes and the scream right there before it cuts to the title card. Dude, her mouth is open so wide you can see her like tonsils and shit. It's wild.
On St. Patrick's Day in present-day Los Angeles, a dude named Cody, played by Charlie Heath, who you might know from Beverly Hillbillies, works with his Uncle Morty, played by Sandy Barron, who was in Sid and Nancy, among other things, giving dark side tours, a tourist trap of celebrity haunts. When Morty is too drunk to drive, Cody does so, forcing him to cancel a date with his girlfriend, Bridget, played by Siobhan Durkin, whose coolest credit I could find was Tammy and the T-Rex.
Got the same one.
He drops Bridget off at a go-kart track run by fuckboy Ian.
You left out her most recent credit of Spermicide or Spermination. Or
I kept
something
seeing
like
them pop up as like things I might be interested in or like related to this movie, and I'm like, what is this shit?
Spermicide, it means I'm wearing a condom. Hell no!
Sounds like a documentary about, I don't know, killing sperm whales.
You also skipped over Clint Howard's appearance in this film.
Well,
Cameo.
First of all, trust me, motherfucker didn't mean to skip, dog. When they showed Clint Howard's face, I thought that was the actual monster in this movie. Wouldn't even need prosthetics with a face like that. You could play the Leprechaun without putting on makeup.
I love Clint Howard because the dude is making money looking like that. He was in The Waterboy. He was in The Grinch. He was an Ice Cream Man. And I looked him up, and he has acting credits back when he was like same as his brother Opie Taylor, Ron Howard. Like they were both child actors. So that man,
he was in Andy Griffin.
was a child actor.
I think
he was.
Ron is like giving him a career. Like, you have to put my brother in this or I'm not going to do this type of thing.
It's literally one of them things, you got a whale and you got all them fish attached to the fucking whale, right?
The
They
barnacles
serve their
and shit.
purpose. Yeah, they serve their purpose. Well, shit, can we talk about, like, the exposition between this scene and the title card where he has, like, that scroll with the pictures of the descendants of
Where we kind of navigate it like a map, like a family tree. That was a pretty cool little thing.
All right, been 1,000 years. 1,000 years since, between that and, present day.
Yeah.
How many times do we think Lep busted to that Ancestry.com scroll with Bridget's, like, ancestors on it?
Back to the film here. Morty is fantastic.
I did like this guy. His eyebrows trip me up, though. He's the only person I've ever seen who brushes their eyebrows straight up.
He did that. He looks like a Goodwill version of George Carlin.
Oh, he was the best actor in the movie, hands down. I mean, aside from, obviously, Warwick Davis, but, yeah, he was the best, like, actor portraying a fucking human.
Meanwhile, the Leprechaun emerges from one of the tour stops, an iris tree at the home of Harry Houdini. The Leprechaun tears out a homeless guy's gold tooth and begins to search for his new bride, revealed to be Bridget, a descendant of the O'Day bloodline. A frustrated Cody speeds the red light and is arrested. Marty picks him up from the police station.
Blended Canadian! The only whiskey is Irish whiskey.
He spits that shit
He
out.
fucking spits
That's
it out,
awesome.
dude. I love when he rips the guy's tooth out and then he rinses his fucking mouth out with the goddamn whiskey.
A rinse, that's what he says.
Oh, he's so good. Now, what's the correlation between Harry Houdini and Ireland?
I think he was gifted the tree from Ireland is what we're supposed to take out of it. I don't know why Harry Houdini in particular.
It's got the Killarney thing on the plaque, so I'm guessing that's like the birthplace of the fucking leprechaun or something.
Yeah, like it was sent to him, I guess is the point.
I thought they would go the extra mile and make it like connect in real life. Like I looked up Houdini and Killarney, Ireland, nothing at all.
You wanted some more of that Dante's Inferno level of depth shit here.
I mean,
You went real deep.
something like that. Give me something to hang on to.
For some reason, this was like the most vivid memory I have of this movie. Like I'd seen this one into 3 a lot, but I have a lot of those images mixed together in my mind. But the gold tooth, I really remembered. So when he started that bit, I was like, I remember this shit.
You mean as a kid, that's what you remember, right? That's all I remember from this movie.
This and then the wish scene.
I think it's because the sound effects for him like crunching that tooth out were pretty brutal. I found it pretty hilarious that Cody, who apparently is supposed to be 15 years old, well, Morty goes to the police station, and it claims that he was driving with a permit. So that would mean that he's 15, 16 years old. So
Yeah, man.
Look, in that scene, you know the LAPD trying to pull some shit too, because they're talking about 6 seatbelt violations, right? There's only 5 people in the fucking car, you know?
Oh, there was 6 because I wonder if they were shot out of sequence because there were 6 and then the girl left. How about that?
Probably. Who knows, man? I can't make sense of this movie, heads or tails.
I could see you gave a valiant effort of trying to make sense of it.
3 or 4 Googles in, he said, fuck this. Ian drives Bridget home and tries to snake his way inside, but she decks his ass. As he's leaving, Ian sees Bridget beckoning him into the garage. The sight is revealed to be a trick by the leprechaun, who has given a running lawnmower her appearance. Ian is killed as he goes to kiss what he thinks are sweet boobies, but are actually the spinning mower blades. I have a quote from Ian here when he gets shut down by Bridget. He says, "What about the chili dogs?" What the fuck was that? Like that was his ploy to get in.
You're spending money, you're hoping to get something in return, you know?
You know I dropped $150 on them chili dogs.
Such a weird line.
He was quoting the fucking what's that song? Sucking on chili dogs.
Jack and Diane.
Sucking on chili dogs, now by the tasty freeze.
In his head, he was seeing what was going on in the Jack and Diane song. He thought he was about to get him some.
They should reshoot that music video for that song to this fucking him getting his face cut off by the lawnmower.
I bought you chili dogs, girl.
And it takes him so long to get his face cut up in them fucking blades
Oh
when
my
it
God.
shows, because it shows it's a double's titties. It's actual titties in this. scene.
Yeah, this is the
This is
first.
not her.
This is the first double I think I've noticed without having to look it up. I was like, this is clearly another human being standing here with their top off.
He's sitting there staring at them titties for what feels like an eternity. Ian got way more self control than me. Taking that damn long to dive head first into motorboating them things, and blades would have cut my face up so fucking fast.
The boobies were a nice surprise. There's no way he didn't feel the wind coming off of the blades, though, right?
Maybe he was just so overcome.
Man, I don't know. When you got
with
a
emotion.
set of breasts in your face like that, boy, you just hypnotized, you know?
You can feel your eyebrows moving, but you just know it's worth it just to get a look at the nipples.
Damn, these some bitches.
This motherfucker
Lot
says
of
when
wind
he's
here.
talking to like the illusion of Bridget, he says, "This place is giving me the creeps. Can we go inside?" Ian, you're in a fucking garage with the lights all on, bro. Like, what the hell
And
are
the
you
door
talking
open.
about right now?
There's a street
What's
light
giving
right
you the
behind you.
creeps?
He's,
I think
all full of chili dogs.
Hey, no, he ain't got the creeps. He's got to take a shit.
Yeah, he's gonna take
His
a dump. That's exactly what
guts
it
is
is.
full of that damn chili, boy. You know they be using that water. That water in California just tear your guts up.
Shouldn't have got that extra chili.
A few scenes back from this happening, for some random reason, the leprechaun rips a finger off a businessman in the street.
Oh, that's
'Cause
a,
he's got a
that's a
gold ring.
talent agent, man. He's trying to hire them. He's trying to hire his ass.
He licks and goes, finger licking good.
Yeah, that's one of those random fucking scenes. Like, this has
good,
no
man.
purpose here. He just took the ring off his finger. Just
He's sitting there and he's trying to figure out where the hell Bridget is using his little like shillelagh or whatever. And he throws a fucking quarter down. He picks it up. He's like, "What the fuck is this?"
Cody visits Bridget, gives her flowers, and they reconcile. Leprechaun sneaks inside and begins to make her sneeze.
This fucking scene.
Cody attempts to say God bless you, but is suddenly strangled by a phone cord. Leprechaun finally appears, ready to claim his girl. After a scuffle with Cody, he escapes with Bridget, but loses one of his gold coins, which rolls into Cody's possession. Cody has some dog-ass handwriting.
That's all you took out of this scene?
That's it.
His apology card was fucking awful, and the phone cord going around his neck looked like shit.
I'm confused on what powers the Leprechaun has, because he can use phone cords, he can do all kind of like cool shit with his powers, but then he can't really finish anybody off.
Yeah, if you get up on him and like intimidate him at all, he's like, I don't know what the fuck to do.
So I'm going to bring up another point too. You talk about his powers. All right, this little motherfucker sneaks in through the window while they're like hugging and shit. You can see him in the background the way it's filmed, and it's
bad.
His face is the funniest fucking shit because it's like he like sneaking in and he's got this look on his face like, damn, I gotta duck out of the way. All this magic literally tricks a man into sticking his head in the lawnmower blades, can make himself invisible, can summon objects, and yet he sneaks in through the window like he's fucking Billy Loomis. I can't with this little motherfucker.
I like how he barely gets over the windowsill too, and he has like his legs like barely hit the ground. I'm like, y'all can clearly see him out of the corner of your eye. This is Warwick Davis over there climbing the fucking window.
The way she delivers that line about the flowers is some of the worst shit I've ever seen or heard in a movie. She doesn't blink. I don't know. I've never heard of somebody deliver a line like so robotic. Like, it's insane.
It looked like she was reading the card like on SNL.
Even if I was allergic to them, I wouldn't throw them away. I still love them.
That was about spot on right there.
That slave collar. Let me quote the late great Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and say, I gotta get me one of these.
Is he dead?
Wait, the Fresh Prince?
Yeah.
Oh, the character is. They just made like a Bel-Air TV series.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, shit.
That R.I.P. that character.
It reminds me of Princess Leia.
The fucking Jabba the Hutt collar. Hell yeah.
Yeah. You know, Warwick Davis was there jerking off to that back in the day.
He pulls it out of his little pot, and you can tell it's clearly plastic.
There's no shine to it. It's like no sheen. Like, yes. This is something you can buy at Walmart on Halloween. The leprechaun takes her to his lair and plans to make her his bride, but realizes a coin is missing, which he leaves to retrieve. Cody is considered a prime suspect in Ian's death and Bridget's disappearance, so he sneaks home and consults a book with Morty. They learn about the leprechaun's search for a bride and that cast iron is his only weakness. The leprechaun suddenly attacks, demanding his coin back. But Cody makes a deal. The coin for Bridget. Morty knows Lep's game, blows the deal up, and they escape to a bar, celebrating St. Patrick's Day.
It is a little person, like, gathering at this bar.
There was a lot of... This is like the only instance I can remember in Leprechaun where there's a lot of little people in one spot.
They're everywhere.
It's like 50 of them. I was like, has this ever happened at a bar on St. Patrick's Day? I gotta go to the city, man.
Oh, it's L.A., so it's like if
There
was a city in the country that we could put this in and say, all right, it might be realistic for 400 little people to be running around on St. Patrick's Day. I guess L.A. Just because, you know, a lot of them that aspire to be actors. That's where you go.
Right? Gimmicky, I guess.
Yeah. But
so
her running sequence when she's running around Lep's dwelling to try and escape and find a fucking exit.
Every minute we spend with her in that lair is a waste of time.
It's rough.
Literally, as she's laying those rocks behind her and walking away and they're disappearing, I'm like, this is what the fuck you're doing with my attention. Like, there's no reason for me to be here in the cave with her. She's not doing anything.
All right, she's got 20 rocks in a bag, right?
Yeah.
And she's trying to use that like breadcrumbs to like figure out, you know, where you're coming from. She already knows it's huge, this underground tunnel that she's trying to navigate. She's taking the rocks and putting them fucking 3 inches apart.
They're very close.
Bitch, you're going to run out of rocks in about 3 foot. What about that tongue nut? That tongue nut where he licks her face and that fucking big ass.
Kiss me. I'm Irish.
What is that? Like, what do you use in Hollywood to simulate
his tongue spunk?
Like a big ass like tongue spunk?
Let's call it tongue spunk. I like that.
In your research, Joy, did you find out how many leprechauns are in a litter.
I would assume like dogs, anything more than like 4.
He rubs her belly and goes, "Oh, you'll bear a full litter." And I was like, "Whoa, wait a minute!
shit was
What the hell does that
creepy.
even mean?"
That was the only. Yeah, his exchange with her was the only thing interesting in that later because he was laying on the creepy shit, talking about how painful the childbirth would be, and how he was gonna have to fuck her face up to make her look like him.
Cut her face up.
Yeah, he was like, "Yeah, it's gonna take a while, but you gotta look like me, or the kids aren't gonna want to feed on you."
I think he said there's like alterations he has to make to her body in order to
that's how he put it.
make them suckle, is what he said. Otherwise, they won't suckle. I like when he dumps his like pot of gold on her stomach too. Like he's trying to fucking, like he's trying.
And he
to
knows
get her
that one's fucking gone.
Well, he's trying to get her wet, man. He's trying to get her wet with like fucking pulled hobo's teeth and like gold cock rings and stuff.
Morty notices the leprechaun at the bar and challenges him to a drinking game, reasoning with Cody that Bridget can't be harmed as long as the leprechaun is with him. Morty wins the contest, but the leprechaun escapes. The leprechaun sobers up at an espresso bar, killing an obnoxious, albeit a highly entertaining barista, played by Michael McDonald. Remembering the leprechaun's weakness, Cody and Morty go to the go-kart track and empty the facility's cast iron safe, hoping to capture the leprechaun inside.
See, now you say obnoxious. I'm going to go ahead and say Michael McDonald had worked a full shift. He's dealing with the public. He's ready to get home. The only person left in there like 2 a.m. is a fucking leprechaun who's drunk like 7 espressos. He's been more than patient.
That scene was great. Michael McDonald was so fucking happy to be there. He elevated this for at least 5 minutes for me here.
Why doesn't he get more work? Like, all the stuff where he plays these little bit comedic parts, he's so fucking funny. Like in Halloween, what was it? Halloween Kills?
Yeah, he was the only good part of that.
He was so fucking funny in that movie.
I think it's the whole Mad TV versus SNL stigma. Like, there's a style of like a Mad TV comedian that's not as, for some reason, I mean, generally I prefer those style over the SNL people, but those people tend to get more work. I guess they're considered
Mad TV gets
more
shit
prestigious to be the SNL alum.
I don't know is Mad TV reruns still on television? Like, does the next generation know about Mad TV, or is it just us old fucks?
Like, it was on Comedy Central all the time. Comedy Central plays The Office all the time now.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing against The Office, but there's more content out there.
Like, I was flipping the other day, and it was like 5 hours of The Office. I was like, what the hell?
That's ridiculous.
This is kind of weird, you know? But yeah, Mad TV was all reruns for us, and shit was great.
I think, if you think about all of them, Arias Spears, nothing. Will Sasso, fantastic.
What about Frank Caliendo was on that too, right?
The character work was so much better on there, and I think that translates better to movies. Because Will Ferrell just does Will Ferrell in every fucking movie he's in.
Yeah.
Again, what the fuck is he doing? Why doesn't he have he has all these powers, but he's just going to sit at the fucking bar and just mean mug them and shit instead of attacking them like he always does.
The fucking face he's making while he's staring at him, and all these people are just talking shit around him.
He's drumming his fingers on the bar.
That's so good, man.
The comedy aspects are
Word
100 right here. And the Michael McDonald kill is pretty fucking great, too. It's probably my favorite one in the movie. Maybe I was just feeling that scene a lot. Because he has like a whole banter back and forth with him for like 2 minutes before he fucking offs his ass.
He keeps dogging him, too. What does he say? He says, "Oh, you want me gold?" Because he's trying to get him to pay for this shit. And he's like, "Gold card, MasterCard, whatever." I would prefer cash, but you might be a little short. And he fucking got his ass. He motherfucking said gotcha after he fucking says it too.
I'll tell you, man, that was gold.
Man.
That scene alone, I think, is worth the price of entry for a 20-year-old horror movie.
As bad as this movie was, it has its moments.
While at the go-kart track, a security guard nearly catches our duo, but Morty knocks him out. As the arriving leprechaun attacks Morty, Cody is able to trick him and capture him inside the safe. However, Morty locks Cody in a supply closet and demands the leprechaun give him his customary 3 wishes. Morty first wishes for the leprechaun's pot of gold. The wish is granted. as the pot manifests inside Morty's stomach. The leprechaun says he can help remove it, tricking Morty into using his second wish to set him free from the safe. And for the final wish, Morty asks for the pot to be removed. And of course, the leprechaun does so by tearing his stomach open, killing Morty. Rest in peace, Morty.
Now, loved you, Morty. You were too good for this movie. What do you think his logic is when he explicitly says, I could wish for $1 million. I could wish for $1 billion. But what I want most is your gold.
I think it was a vengeance thing. He was like, I'll really fuck him over. Like a power play.
You think it was like a humility thing or whatever? Like he was just trying to humble him or some shit?
Power play in his
Or
ass.
like insult him? Like, I guess, but like, how much... There's no way he thought that gold was worth all that fucking money.
How do you fence that shit? Like, where do you take that?
Pawn shop, baby.
You don't take all that at once. I can't take all that to one pawn shop.
Hell yeah, you do. Buy all
Pot
the
and all.
gold you got, boy. Hell, that pot right there be a good stew pot.
So,
Put some stew in that one.
so what was it explained in the first film, or again in your extensive research, Joey, the iron connection to leprechauns?
I didn't really look it up. I just took it on faith. I said, fuck it. I mean, hell, in the first one, they
Seems
killed the
completely,
motherfucker
like,
with
random.
a four-leaf clover. I guess iron, hey, have at it.
Yeah, they find this in Morty's book when they go back to the house. So I don't know if this made up mythology here, but it's definitely an integral part of this movie.
I'm going to tell you what, this is going to be the first podcast to ever go over Leprechaun 2 that's going to last over an hour.
I will say, too, this his prosthetic, the little pot hanging out of his gut, I had a vivid memory of that as well, from when the leprechaun takes his dirty little fingernails and slices that shit up.
Oh, dude.
That's
Does
the
he
image I
slice it,
remember.
or does he just plunge his fucking hand into the cavity? I think he plunges it in there, man. That's, like, even worse, I think.
It's fucking gross.
Because you think slice is like a clean cut. That motherfucker plunges his shit in there. Goddamn warts, got HIV on his hands and shit. Ugh.
I wish there would have been more blood here. Like maybe the gold covered in blood. There was hardly any blood when he rips this out of his entire stomach.
If you watch that scene close, like right after Lep disappears, it kind of cuts to Morty's body, and you can see like it tore, like his stomach's tore, and there's like viscera and there's shit there. It's just the camera, it doesn't focus on it at all. I think it was probably filmed. It just didn't make it.
Sounds like directing.
It probably didn't look great when they got into post-production, I'm sure.
This isn't the best.
Let's just put this like in the bottom of the frame here. Maybe people just kind of say, oh, that looked cool.
Yeah, this movie definitely doesn't have very much Carnage candy, if at all. Which I don't think the franchise as a whole is known for the gore.
Cody escapes the closet but is apprehended by the security guard, who believes Cody responsible for all the killings. For some reason, Leprechaun suddenly attacks them with a go-kart, killing the security guard. He attempts to run over Cody, but Cody discovers that he can't be killed as long as he has the gold coin. He makes his way to the Leprechaun's lair.
Nice plot device.
The Leprechaun knew this. Why did he even reveal it to him?
Oh, yeah, well, throughout the entire movie, the Leprechaun is just telling everybody his plan.
Give me me gold.
Like, the movie literally opens, like, telling the fucking dude how to save his daughter.
Let me tell you how this is going to go, son.
In all three of the Leprechaun movies, like the original trilogy, does he have a go-kart in each one? I know he does in the first one.
He does in the first two for sure. I think in the third one he drives something on the road. I'm not sure if it's a
He's in
go-kart,
Vegas.
a
He's got
go-kart
to.
or not.
This is a pimp-ass go-kart now.
Oh, yeah. It's fucking on the side. It says, I want me gold. It's like a decal. It's
He
so
took the
good.
time to like spray paint this shit.
It's like some shit from the Flintstones.
In the lair, Cody defeats the living skeleton of O'Day and frees Bridget. They attempt to escape the labyrinth-like lair but get separated. Cody finds Bridget, who asks Cody to give the coin to her. He does so. She is revealed to be the Leprechaun in disguise. The real Bridget reappears and begs the Leprechaun to spare Cody, but the Leprechaun forces Cody to drive a cast-iron stake into himself. Oh, fucking shocked were y'all here. They Fight Clubbed us.
Oh, yeah, I know, right? Just like a woman to manipulate you and take your money. Way to simp, Cody, you fucking pussy.
Just like every blonde woman don't know how to treat a fucking man.
I think this was the scene that really got to that reviewer. You know what I mean?
Earlier in the film, when she's running around this tomb, there's this awkward fake rock beside of it in one of the shots.
Dude,
and then here, why the hell did he pop out of it like a fucking cake?
He can manifest himself into anything, man.
He turned into a fucking boulder and just got his ass.
Here I am. I think that's
Boom,
exactly what he says. Oh shit! We also find out he's got a fucking skullet in this scene, right?
Yeah,
He gets
I
his
did
hat
like
knocked
that.
out, dude. He says, "Oh shit!"
Oh,
As soon as he gets it knocked out, you can tell he's embarrassed by it. It's so fucking good, man. He's so good. Oh, I'm simping fucking hard over damn.
Reggie still has like the goat
Of a ward.
skullet from fucking
Oh
Fantastic.
yeah, Reggie's above Hulk Hogan.
Reggie's the fucking shit. Cody's death is revealed to be a ruse. Surprise, surprise, as he gave the leprechaun a chocolate coin he was given at the bar. Cody rises and stabs the leprechaun with the stake, causing him to violently combust. Cody and Bridget escape the lair. Cody discards the gold coin, remarking that it's not worth it. They emerge in the sunlight together and kiss. The end.
Literally flicks a gold coin just into the fucking dirt.
You're telling me that the leprechaun is going to be handed a piece of gold and not realize it's chocolate? Like, what the fuck?
Not the weight, nothing. He's just fucking, he's that into it, man.
Oh, in the first movie, he can literally smell like if it's real gold or not. I went back and rewatched the first one in preparation of watching this movie. They literally just threw all that shit to the wind, said fuck it. But yeah, from getting domed with a 4-leaf clover to being impaled by a piece of old rusty pipe. The way he goes out, dude, that was like super shitty.
So where the hell did this cast iron stake come from? Was it inside the lair? And if it was, why the fuck would the leprechaun have his only weakness laying around in his house?
No, he picked this up back when they were in the office of the go-kart track.
He carried that the whole time?
And you don't remember the line he says right then?
Oh, yeah, it was fucking bad.
Have you had your iron today?
Have you had your iron today?
Knowing that was like the part of the movie he was most proud of.
I just got diarrhea in my brain.
He's at the premiere with his girlfriend. Wait for it. Yeah. And there it is.
Some memorabilia, what we're going to take home from this lush 1994 presentation.
It's pretty easy for me. Give me that go-kart. Strapped with the spikes and the skulls. I will drive that thing around my neighborhood all day.
I don't think
Walking
you
my
can fit in
dogs.
it, brother.
Well, I can try.
Yeah.
I could strap some
Customize
kind of
that
chair
shit.
to it.
What you got, Joe?
I mean, it's pretty obvious. The gold slave collar, of course.
It's obvious.
Oh, you're too tired to make me a burger at 3 a.m. I think not. What are these? Store-bought buns? Get to bacon, bitch, and it better be brioche.
I'm going to go with something that actually holds a memory for me with the movie. It's going to be the safe, because I can't think of any other fucking movie where a safe plays this much of an important role. All right, let's wrap her up. Get out the grade books. Let's give some letter grades to Leprechaun 2.
The Leprechaun is still the same fun ride that I remember it being when I was a little kid, renting it on VHS down at our local video store, Brewers. I can see why this movie was not received as well as the first installment. Bridget is so bad, it brings the film down a whole letter grade for me. I mean, the lady is terrible. However, Warwick just continues to lean into the character and is like fine wine. He's getting better with every installment, but that will dwindle when he goes to space. Even he can save that film. I recommend that the audience run, not walk, to your televisions and throw this classic on. You will be in a great mood after. I give this a C. Happy St. Paddy's Day.
So yeah, Warwick Davis is back for another round of Irish whiskey and murder, and once again kills it as the Leprechaun, firmly establishing the character as his own in comparison to the one-note villain from the original. Everything aside from Warwick, though, kind of fucking sucks. The kills are mundane, with the exception of that dude motorboating those lawnmower blades. The characters are badly written. The acting is awful, although I admittedly enjoyed Sandy Barron as the grifter Morty. I think he did a great job with his limited role. Another problem with Leprechaun 2 is it's a sequel in name alone, as there is no continuity between the first two films. The established mythos is pretty much thrown out the window. It's well known that horror movies in general have issues with continuity in almost all franchises with multiple sequels, but the fact that there's no correlation between the events of the original and its immediate follow-up, that's a problem, and a glaring one, in my opinion. It's almost like Leprechaun 2 is a reboot, and for that to happen this early in the franchise, that's no bueno. I've always asked myself why I remembered and quoted Leprechaun 1 and 3 growing up, but couldn't remember shit about Leprechaun 2. And upon rewatching it for the first time in a while, I see why. Leprechaun 2 is forgettable. Aside from Leprechaun himself being awesome, this movie just doesn't have any staying power whatsoever. For fans of the little green guy, you'll get some enjoyment out of Warwick Davis's performance as usual, but you can just fast forward past all the other poorly paced drudgery. Leprechaun 2 falls flat with a D for disappointing.
Yeah, this movie was a good change of pace. I think coming off what we've watched the last couple of episodes, we've been in some pretty dark places. So it was fun, lighthearted. The acting was god awful for the most part, especially the two leads. Supporting characters are fantastic. Story was pretty weak, and the lack of using LA, like we mentioned, kind of stinks. I don't really understand why you said it there. This is Hollywood. It's a movie about Hollywood, so I don't understand why you don't use it. None of the effects works for me were truly stood out. I feel like they cut away from a lot of stuff that we're used to seeing in these types of movies. Probably due to budgetary reasons, but again, this is a horror movie at the end of the day. Morty cracked me up. He was great. Michael Mack was the fucking shit. You cannot deny that Warwick was enjoying himself. So I'm going to give this a C- and say, let's move on to Vegas. All right, let's recap our score guesses here, even though we're not playing for anything of value. We'll start with the low man, which was myself. I gave this a 52 as a guess. Joey said a 60. Hootie said a 72. This is a 28% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Just a bit off.
This is fucking bad. People hated this shit, apparently.
Yeah, we're a little bit off on that one.
And the next episode will be dropping on my birthday, so as a gift to myself, I did a little bit of independent research. I hopped on a website known as Reddit and actually sent out a question to the horror community asking for something I may have missed in the last X amount of years of my life, and they gave me a suggestion. So as a gift to myself, we're going to watch that, and now I'm going to gift it to you boys. So we're going to be watching 1981's The Burning. Have you ever heard of this?
Never heard of this at all.
All right, folks, you want to play along? We're going to hop on YouTube and watch the trailer for 1981's The Burning. Let's go.
This summer, if you're planning to go camping, don't.
Is that Jason Alexander?
Forward to midnight swims. Don't.
Oh, shit.
Sneak on back to the campsite.
That's not something you really see used very often in slasher movies, like a hedge trimmer, you know?
And if you're
You
thinking
two, Brandon
about being
Tindall did
with
it.
someone but no one can see you, don't. Because this
This
summer,
guy likes his fucking
Legend of
pose.
Terror isn't just a campfire story anymore.
Is this before Jason?
Way through the bunkroom door, just a mass of flames.
No, it's like in the late 70s. Jason.
Rip
That guy looked familiar. Who was that?
Lives on whatever he can catch. Right now, he's out there watching.
Is that the dude from
Ridgemont
Spinelli?
High. Yeah, that is him.
One summer,
Yeah, that's the dude from Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
and again and again.
Between the sound effect and this guy say it again.
Look at this shit.
Burning.
The fucking burning. Oh, Harvey Weinstein production.
That
Son of
Harvey
a bitch.
Weinstein production. Oh shit! Look at this.
They
Story by
recommended this
Harvey
as like
Weinstein.
Fantastic.
Tom Savini.
Glad we're covering this.
Look, Tom Savini did the fucking
Interesting.
makeup.
Screenplay by Bob Weinstein.
Fuck yeah. Talk about Thompson Mini.
Bob did love the horror.
But yeah, I abstain. So between the two of you, go ahead and take your guesses at this bad boy's Rotten Tomato score.
Since you're over here hyping this shit up, let's say like 75.
63 for me.
Alrighty, folks. Thank you for listening. Check out the website, horriblefilmschool.com, to find links to all the podcast platforms and the socials. Give us a follow, leave a review, send us some gold teeths. I'm going to say goodbye and offer my support to women oppressed into marrying 2,000-year-old mythical creatures.
As always, if you hear our voices, tell at least one person you know. That's it. Spread the love. Spread the campaign. And we got a brand new merch store that's shifted over to TeePublic. Lots of stuff other than shirts, hoodies, magnets, coffee cups, and even a onesie for your little baby. So with that, I'm out.
Thanks for all the likes, the subs, the listens, the follows, the downloads. We really appreciate you guys' and gals' support, as well as your time and your attention. Be sure to join us next time when we catch fire in 1981's The Burning. Class dismissed.